get to Sorepampa, which is the start of the trail for the Salkantay trek to Machu Picchu. Some people start in Molipata, but the road only stops about 20 minutes, half an hour away, so we got the road all the way up in our taxi, and then we walked the rest of the way. There was a little bit of a confusion, let's say, where someone from the head of the road took us to what must be a hostel, and we thought they said they wanted 10 sol to stay in their basement, and then when we tried to pay they wanted 100, so we were like, no, we've got a tent, that's alright, we'll go find the campsite. So that's what we've done. I mean, it's got this nice cooking area, there's some baños over there, we've got our dinner on down here, and over there in the shadows is the tent. I don't think you can see that. So we are all set for the evening. I would show you the stars, but I don't think it'll come out on the GoPro, but trust me, they're amazing. So it's about 6:30 in the morning. We're getting ready to break camp, so we just got up. So we're going to collapse the tent, flip it over, try and dry out the ground sheet. I've started getting ready to pack. That's all my stuff. And then we need to get the porridge on. As you can see, it's a bit of a cloudy start to the day, but there's some blue sky over there. It's promising. Yeah, this is our nice cooking shelter. There's the baños. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's quite a large campsite, really. So, finally, 2.5 hours later, 1.5 hours later, I don't know, 2.5 hours later, we're ready to go. Tomorrow will be a lot quicker. Listos.
Sí, vamos.
Vamos. Cross between a rabbit and a squirrel. There's another one up on the rock. Day one on the Salkantay Trail. It might be sunny now, but when we stopped for lunch it had started to rain. So we found this cool little shelf stone. Over on the other side there is actually a little campsite with some shelters, but we figured we'd have to pay to go in there, so shelter stone it was. Keep it natural. There's a cool little laguna just here, and I've got a good view of the glacier on the mountain next to Salkantay, and in the distance we've been able to hear the rumble of ice blocks falling down from the glacier. So, and then it's 1 more kilometre and about less than 200 metres up to get to the pass. So. And then it's down for like 15 kilometres. What sort of crisps are those, Sean?
Banana crisps.
Oh, nice. Cool.
They taste good.
Excellent.
First time I tried them.
Cool. Alrighty then. So, we're almost at the pass of Salkantay. As you can see, it's pretty cloudy. Salkantay is hiding. Maybe you can just about make her out through the gaps in the cloud. Hopefully, I don't know, there'll be a miraculous break in the cloud and we get to see it when we get to the pass. Also, there should be a cool laguna up there, so we'll see. Vamos. So, here we are at the top of the saddle. In the distance, you can hear avalanches. It's not so distant anymore. It's actually very close. There's been some pretty big avalanches, maybe every 5 minutes, you reckon?
Yeah,
if not more frequent. And then you just hear a massive crack and then like a thunder as the snow comes down the mountain. But here we are, you can see the sign. It's been pretty stickered up as per usual. And from here, it should be all downhill. Ooh, are we going to get a view? Question. Maybe. A little bit, a little bit. You can see a bit of mountain up there too. So here we have one of those weird squirrel rabbit things, if you can see it. Having a little nibble. There he goes. They're literally the size of rabbits with squirrel tails. Into the mist. So we've descended out of the cloud, and now, ironically, we're in the cloud forest. So the terrain's very different here. Well, maybe not the path, but certainly the trees. And it's dried up a bit now. It was pretty wet earlier. So here we are. Hopefully it'll stay dry now. 3 more kilometres to their camp. So finally the sun has worked its way out of the clouds, and we've been rewarded with this amazing view of the cloud forest and the glaciers beyond. It's pretty awesome. This was our camp last night, so you can see over there Sean's on a bit of concrete trying to make a porridge, and this was where we pitched our tent. So you might be able to see the dry patch where our tent was. We're trying to dry everything out now, ready to pack it up and get on our way. It was pretty wet yesterday, and last night there was a pretty major thunderstorm. But these little huts to pitch your tent inside, they're pretty cool. So it meant that actually our tent only got wet from condensation, not from the torrential rain. So happy days. And hopefully after breakfast we'll get packed up and on our way. So it's day 3 of our Salkantay trek, and this was our campsite last night. We had a bit of an unfortunate incident with the rain, so I washed some clothes because it was nice and sunny when we got here at lunchtime, and then we went to Santa Teresa to the thermal baths. Then there was like a torrential downpour before we got back, so then all our clothes that would have been dry by that point got soaked again. So we spent the morning trying to dry everything out so that we can actually wear them, because it was our trekking clothes. And the tent got pretty wet in the downpour last night as well, so we had to try and dry that out before we packed it. So guess what, it's 9 o'clock again. We got 24k, it's our longest day today. There is the option of getting the train when we get to the hydroelectric station, so we'll see how it goes. I'm starting the day in flip-flops because the first 2k is on the road, and so and if you can see my boots on my bag, yep, so I'll put those on before we start the trail over the pass. And yeah, that's the morning of day 3. So, Sean, having a relax near the top of the mountain. So we made it to the top of the pass. So all downhill the whole way to Agua Caliente now. And we've got a really unique view of Machu Picchu from here. So if we look down in the valley, you can see there's the hydroelectric. So from there we follow the train tracks all the way to Agua Caliente, which is below Machu Picchu. And if we look up a bit, we can see over here is Machu Picchu. So we're above the ruins just now, and we're going to go all the way below, and then we're going to walk back up in the morning. So I don't know if you can make out along the way, but the old Inca Trail from here used to follow all this jungle all the way around, and then you maybe can see the line coming through the side of the mountain here, and then it's a bit more obvious over here just as you come into the ruins, the trail, but it's overgrown now, so with all the jungle, so you can't get down there. And we just had a very nice lunch with a young chap called Elio, who's living up here with his family on the top of the pass, and he has some great ideas. So hopefully in a few years' time there'll be like huts here, and you'll be able to buy all sorts of stuff. We got some bread, which is very handy for Sean's lunch, and yeah, I'm really excited about his plans, and I think he is too, so it's cool. Good to see some development. Alright, downwards. So here we have a mini Inca ruin on the way down from the pass. Okay. It's quite cool. Just popped straight out of the trees, and then here it was. And these guys, when they lived here, would have had a pretty good view of Machu Picchu as well. That's probably why it's built here. There's a little water channel there, and there's Machu Picchu over there. That's pretty cool. Nice. Oh man. So here we are at the start of the train tracks for Machu Picchu. It's like 10 to 12 kilometers walk. Maybe we'll find out how much the train is, but I think it's quite expensive. I think we're probably going to walk. So there we have it. We're about to be overtaken by the train. Still got a long way to go. Darkness is rapidly closing in now. We're about 3.5 kilometers to Agua Caliente. So, fun times. But we're not alone on the trail, so. And this is a really cool rock face. 7:05, and we've made it to the Machu Picchu camping municipal. Woo! Time to put up a tent. Get some food. So it's day 4 on the Salkantay Trail. We made it to Machu Picchu, so this is the campsite just at the bottom. So we arrived after reception shut last night, so we got a bright and early wake up call from the guys in charge, 6 o'clock in the morning. Had a shower, and now we're heading off to Agua Caliente to get our ticket to go come back here to go up there. It's going to be awesome. So it's day 5 of our trek to Machu Picchu, and we finally made it, but not through any help from the guys in Agua Caliente. First off, the bus refused to stop for us from the campsite to the town, so we had to walk. It's not far, but we've already had to walk a ridiculous amount of kilometres, so it would have been nice. Then in the train station, so Sean queued up for the bus while I got the train tickets. I got there, and then I needed both our passports, which isn't the fault of the guy behind the desk. He was very helpful, but it meant that I had to run back to the line, get the passports, run back. Then the red tape here is ridiculous. So then once I'd got the train tickets, I then joined Sean in the line. We queued up, got to the front of the line, and he was like, "Oh, where are your tickets for the bus?" And so I'd asked the guy controlling the line at the beginning, and he said, "Just queue up and then you get your ticket in the line." It's not true, you have to go to a ticket office. So then I left Sean again, I ran up to the ticket office, which was way up the hill, and then I got there and they're like, "Oh, you need both the passports for a freaking bus ticket." We've already had to show our passports to get the ticket to get into Machu Picchu. Anyway, so then I had to run back down the hill, get his passport, run back out the hill. So basically we got onto the bus and I'm like drenched in sweat already, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. Then you come up here and, okay, fair enough, there's no toilet once you get in, that's fine. But you have to pay to go to the toilet. What a surprise. Even though you've already paid through the nose to get up here in the first place. And then we come through the gate, which clearly says no re-entry, and this security guard is like, "You're not allowed any food." And then we started eating our bananas, which was supposed to be for lunch, but it's still only 10 o'clock. And then he was like, "No, you can't." So we just like shoved them in, like 6 bananas. And we're like, "Oh, what bananas?" And then we're walking along in here once we've got through, and then there's like some American walking through with this massive hamburger. So I don't know, I think the people of Agua Caliente just have it in for us today. But now we're in. No one can do anything to us, I hope. And it's beautiful. And the sun is shining, and the ruins are amazing. Look at this. The ruins are amazing. And like, look at the valley. It's really beautiful. So, as long as you know there's going to be tons of red tape when you get here, and you mentally prepare yourself for the ridiculousness of it all, then once you get in, it's lovely. Beautiful. Okay, let's go look around, shall we? Listos?
Uh-huh.
After a busy morning of some life admin in Cusco, we're now heading into town. It's quite a cool sort of little roundabout, I guess. I don't know if you can see all the flowers. There's a cool Inca statue up there as well. Yeah, I guess probably we'll go for, it's like nearly 12. So we'll go and find a menu for lunch, and then maybe do some souvenir shopping, go to the chocolate museum, you know. chill out. And then we managed to get a bus for 10 o'clock tonight to make our journey to La Paz. So we farewell to Peru tonight. So we've just visited the chocolate museum in Cusco. It's pretty cool. It's free to get in. Our guide was very jolly and he gave us quite a lot of chocolate and also quite a lot of pisco, which is the Peruvian alcoholic drink here, infused with every type of chocolate, and it was good. And he was very entertaining, so well worth a visit, I think, if you're coming to Cusco. And actually the products in the shop are very reasonable too, so we bought, what did we get? We got a salted chocolate bar, tasty, hopefully, and some pisco, yeah.
We did try some of this, so we know it's
Yeah, we know it's good. It's very similar to our favourite fruit, guanabana, so it's like a mini version. So we'll be trying that later. Watch out, everyone on the bus to La Paz. So you've got to hand it to them. The Peruvians are pretty darn good at gardening, and they do have some pretty nice plazas up here at the old town in Cusco. So this one's just adjacent to the main one, and it's also next to the chocolate museum. So now we're in the main plaza in Cusco, and you can see the buildings here are lovely. Look at that. There's also a lot of people here. I particularly like all the little balconies. Now we're on the hunt for ice cream, as you do when you're on holiday. Finally, we found our ice cream. Which one has strawberry, moratias, we don't know what that is, and chocolate, and I'm having moratias, queso, that's cheese, in case you don't speak Spanish, and cherry. So slightly odd combos, but very good ice cream. So Santo Domingo is one of the several churches that we've come across with quite nice, interesting architecture. We're not convinced by the rather flashy outfit that they've dressed the cross up in there. And we come around the corner, and there's the rest of the church, and everyone having a bit of a relax in the sun. Right, so we've retrieved our bags and we sent our souvenirs from Peru to Lizzie to take back in April to the UK, and now we're on the bus on these lovely seats that actually go way back more than this. It's late, it's been a long day. So my English is poquito mal. And in the morning we'll be in Puno, and then we swap buses and we'll go to Bolivia. Yay!